Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to talk about something very important. And it's what we can learn about the narcissists' behavior regarding how they treat their pets. And it was a news story that came out of Long Beach, California a few days back. That got my little cartoon wheels turning. Because in this short news clip, and I will put it in the description box below. But in this short news clip, you can see the same behavior of those that own this dog. And the narcissists that came into your life. Now just to fill you in on what happened. Basically whoever is in this black Lexus purposely took off their license plates so they couldn't be identified, and drove out into the middle of a busy street. Pushed their dog out of the car once they were stopped in traffic, and refused to let the dog get back into the car, going as far as pushing the dog off the window ledge of the car. As the dog was confused and trying to get back into the car. Then when the light turns green and traffic starts to move, the black Lexus without their license plates takes off. And the dog in a panic runs after the black Lexus with his previous owners in the car, leaving the dog in their dust. Luckily the people in the car behind was filming this entire thing happening and they posted it to social media. And a nice woman that tries to help find dogs homes went out with her boyfriend to see if they could locate this same dog wandering around the neighborhood. And they luckily were able to do so. And they have since found the dog a loving home. And they now call him Chico. Now on first thought of things, it's easy to get angry and upset. What awful people they are. And all of these feelings and thoughts would be correct. They are awful people. If they were having a hard time caring for this dog, they could have spent a couple of months to find a suitable home for this dog to get adopted into. But instead, they took their license plates off of their car, drove into traffic, kicked the dog out of the car, and watched the dog beg and plead to be let back into the car, and then to take off, and to watch the dog run after them in their rear view mirror. The sad truth is, the way this person is behaving with their pet is the same way most narcissists behave with people. And though we can get wrapped up into the emotions of what happened to this innocent pet, and it was truly horrible, I think it's important to see this as a lesson on the true nature and behavior of the narcissist. You see, more than likely this dog was bought by a narcissist or narcissists, meaning a narcissist family, simply because they seen the dog as a status symbol. They might have even bought the dog when the dog was a baby. And they probably bought it all kinds of toys and spoiled the dog. Because again, their dog is their status symbol. You see, narcissists won't get a pet for no reason. And a narcissist won't just talk to you for no reason. Narcissists always have an agenda. And part of the agenda likely of buying this dog was getting attention from other people. Of people saying how cute the dog is, and asking them questions about the dog. But soon enough that newness goes away, and the dog gets older, and they don't want to maintain the dog anymore, meaning taking the dog to the vet when needed, or to get their teeth cleaned. Little things the dog might innocently do will get on the owner's nerves, such as they might bump into a houseplant and accidentally knock it over, causing a mess. Or maybe they got sick and had to go to the vet, and a large vet bill had to be paid for medications and other things to help out a dog that might have gotten sick. The narcissist owner might start to verbally blame the dog for these things. Here the dog thinks they have these wonderful owners and everyone likes them. To everything getting flipped upside down to where basic day-to-day happenings are being held over the dog's head as the reason for all of the household problems. Then one day, they say to the dog, "Come on. Get into the car. Let's go to Petco." And for those of you that don't live in the US, Petco is a pet store that all dogs love to go to. There are videos showing dogs jumping for joy when the car they're in pulls up to Petco. So the dog without hesitation jumps into the car and eagerly awaiting to arrive someplace fun and someplace special. But something happens. The owners push him out of the car. And the dog is confused. There has to be some sort of mistake. He tries to get back in and is pushed back outside. Then the car takes off. And the dog starts to think as he's running after the car, that somehow, some way he's caused all of this. That maybe he said something wrong. Maybe he did something wrong. Maybe it was the plant he accidentally knocked over last week. Or maybe it was his fault for getting sick 3 months ago, causing a medical bill. And though we don't know if this is the exact scenario that played out and led up to all of this happening, I wouldn't be shocked if it happened exactly like this. Because this is the pattern of the narcissist. No matter if they are dealing with a pet or dealing with you, a human being. You see, when someone new comes into your life and makes you feel valued and special, and you do the same for them, it is so easy to let your guard down, thinking that you have a new wonderful friend. But as we know, narcissists don't reach out or want to make friends with you for no reason. Either they want to use you for something you have, such as money or status. But sometimes they just want to use you for supply. There have been stories about young kids while in school. And they will befriend a young boy or girl. And make them feel like they are being accepted. And sometimes they will keep up this act for months. Only at the end of it all to abandon them and their friendship, letting them know the entire interaction was fake. And leaving the kid with thoughts of second-guessing everything that was said and done. And looking to see if they did anything wrong to deserve such treatment. And adult narcissists do this too. I knew someone that was so happy they made a new friend. And they spent a lot of time together. Then one day they were going to go over and help this friend with a very important chore that his friend made it seem urgent they had to complete. So this person I knew got their special tools ready the night before and went over to his friend's home at the time he was supposed to be there. He knocked on the door and rang their doorbell, and there was no answer. He texted his friend and sat in the driveway for a few hours hoping nothing bad had happened. And as he was about ready to give up, he got a text from his so-called friend saying, "Hey man, I just saw your text. I'm at a rock concert right now and we'll just have to reschedule for another day." You see, the previous owner of this dog did what they did because they enjoyed the stunned reaction of the dog, and making the dog feel a sense of loss. And they went through great lengths to make this entire process play out. Taking off the license plates of their car. Also, they could drive in the middle of traffic to push the dog out of the car. Now one might say, maybe they did that because they would hope someone would see the dog and take them in. Again, I don't buy that. There are tons of animal resources where they could have spent maybe a few weeks or a few months at most to find a new home for their dog. But it was all about feeding on the shock and pain of the dog being rejected and watching him run after the car in traffic. As they speed off and watch him run after them. You see, narcissists love. They love to pretend to be your friend. To get you to feel loved and accepted. Only to drop you like you meant nothing. All to see your hurt reaction and to see if you will chase. And sadly a lot of people do. Simply because, just like this dog proved. At least to me anyways. It's a natural reaction. And narcissists know this fact. I've mentioned before, regarding the singer that has since passed away named Prince, that when he was a child, around 11 or 12 years old, he was kicked out of his father's home. And Prince's sister told Prince, all you have to do is call back their father on the phone and say you're sorry and ask for forgiveness. And little Prince was out in the cold in a telephone booth, begging and pleading and crying for his father to let him come back home. Now, I could be wrong here and this is just my humble cartoon opinion. But I think it wouldn't be a stretch that he was set up to call with hopes of a good outcome. When all they wanted to do was listen to Prince cry and beg on the phone for their sick entertainment. You see, no matter you be a dog or a person, the narcissist will make you feel loved and accepted. But then on a dime they will act like they never knew you. All because they want to see what you will do. Will you chase? Will you blame yourself? At bare minimum. A great many people do this within regards to blaming themselves. They go through in their minds rethinking everything they said or did around this person, and trying to figure out if anything they said or did was taken in the wrong way or could have been taken in the wrong way. And guess what? Narcissists know. This is the end result of their treatment. Sometimes narcissists do this when they are bored. Again, they will make friends with someone they have no interest in being friends with, just because they want to maybe let this other person talk, within the hopes they will get a juicy nugget of information they can use at a later time against them. Narcissists know. When you get people to feel comfortable and cared about, they will oftentimes drop their guard and speak more freely. And when doing so, they can gain information they can use later. But the truth is they never had any intentions on being your friend, or wanting anything real with you. I would bet they were just bored at the time, and they were filling time. And now, oh well, you aren't fun anymore. Time to eject you from their life and discard you. You have to ask yourself, how can someone eject their dog that appears to be well behaved and loving from their life by just putting them out in the middle of the street? And how can someone one day show up wanting to be your friend one moment and the next they treat you like a stranger, or they completely boot you out of their life? And it sounds so strange to someone like us, because when we make friends, or when we are interested in someone, it's real and it's genuine. When we are talking to someone, we aren't trying to learn juicy details with the hope of using it against them later. We are genuinely wanting to make a friend. That's why this behavior is so stunning to us, even if we've been around a block or two regarding narcissistic abuse. Because for us such interactions are real. We just don't see how or why someone would want to pretend to be interested in someone else when they are not. And it all comes down to they are narcissists. They enjoy the fun moments for them of making someone feel special, because they know they are tricking you then. And in their mind, they are thinking, if this sucker only knew. Likely the same as the people that bought this dog. They likely never had good intentions for this dog from the very start. But when they dumped the dog out of the car, or Prince's family got to listen to little Prince beg to be let back into his home again, and the person that you called friend for no reason just stopped being your friend, or they led you to go somewhere to meet, only to not be there as they ended up somewhere else doing something else. All without letting you know and just letting you figure it out. I say all of this to say, yes, please don't chase someone that does this to you. And try not to second guess yourself either. But if you have, don't beat yourself up over it. Because when you see this dog, it was like an instant reflex. And for people to second guess and chase it can be an instant reflex as well. An instant reflex that narcissists know about and narcissists exploit. With that said, I'm glad Chico now has a great home. And I thank Chico for letting us know. It's not just people that go through this. And quite possibly things will work out for us in a positive way in the end. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed, and until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.